Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Cooking with Chef Aaron. Today, we're going to be setting foot in Southern Africa. Yes, that's right, Africa. It's been a while since we've had this continent on the show. And we're going to be setting foot in South Africa. And this country was requested to me by none other than Katie Klinduch. As always, thank you for your request. I'd like to give a big shout out to you. I hope to receive more requests from other people sometime soon. And just to give you guys a heads up, this will be the last time in which you will see no picture displayed. After this, we're going to be seeing more pictures because this is the last request of the Employment Works request that I received a while back. Okay, so I'm going to start this review off by talking about the largest city in South Africa, which is Johannesburg. And this city, I gotta say, isn't very captivating in the least because, as you can see here, it just consists of a bunch of bland white and silver buildings. It looks very similar to that of what you would find in the major cities of Brazil, if you remember that episode. As you can see, the buildings look very similar, so they're not really all that captivating. They're kind of just a regular city, nothing too crazy going on. I don't really care for it that much. And as you can see in this other angle of the city, not much else is happening either. It's just regular buildings, nothing too futuristic, nothing too elegant, nothing that really stands out. It's not really one of the best cities. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the three capital cities of South Africa, individually, Pretoria, Cape Town, and Bloemfontein. We'll start with Pretoria. Now this city I find to be slightly more interesting than Johannesburg because, as you can see here, the buildings kind of look more unique in colors. There's more colors to them as compared to Johannesburg. But not only that, but in the streets of Pretoria you can find some trees known as jacaranda trees. And as you can see, they're all nice and purple here. The colors really stand out here. They're nice purplish blue, and I really like the design. It makes the city very pretty. And as you can see here, the city itself still kind of isn't really that great in terms of like other cities in the continent of Africa, because as you can see, it looks very similar to Johannesburg, which is what you just saw. It's just a silver and white buildings, nothing too fascinating, nothing too captivating. Nothing too unique. That's just what I've got to say about it. Okay, so now I'm going to shift my attention over to another capital city, which is Cape Town. And as you can see here, it's not really any different from Pretoria or Johannesburg because, like I said before, it just consists of a bunch of white and silver buildings, nothing too unique or fascinating. In my mind, I kind of like to think of South Africa as being like the Brazil of Africa. Like, there's not really anything that really stands out much. It's all just a bunch of repetitive buildings, nothing really unique or fascinating. I don't really see anything that's catching my attention for sightseeing. That's just what I've got to say about it. Okay, so the last city I'm going to talk about in South Africa is the third capital city, which is Bloemfontein. And once again, nothing too fascinating or exciting. It's just a bunch of white and silver buildings. Like, I know I'm repeating myself a lot, but there's really not much to describe here. Like, nothing really looks that unique here. I don't really find there's really anything that really catches my attention here. Sorry. Okay, so to wrap up this review, I'm going to talk about the rural areas of South Africa now. And as you can see here, I don't find it to be that interesting of a country because it looks very similar to that of Australia. Both the rural areas of South Africa and Australia, they look very similar. I find South Africa to be more interesting because not only is it more colorful, but it also kind of has like more of a sinister feel, like the countryside. I really find it to be more interesting. Granted, I'm not very intrigued by either South Africa or Australia, but South Africa is just more interesting in terms of its colors and vibe, whereas Australia just kind of feels like very empty. Not much else is happening. Not much else is going on. Australia is actually my least favorite country in the world. Yeah, save me your controversial comments. Okay, so overall, I would unfortunately have to give the country of South Africa a D. Okay, so without further ado, let's head up to my kitchen right now, and I'll show you how to make the Chakalaka. Follow me, please. Okay, so in order to make the Chakalaka, the ingredients you will need are as follows. We have in this bowl over here 1 onion finely chopped. We have half a cup of tomatoes finely chopped. And we have 8 small carrots in this bowl, which have been peeled and put through a blender to chop them up into little bits. And we have 1 red bell pepper chopped, 1 green bell pepper chopped, 1 can of baked beans, and in my measuring bowls I have 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of tomato puree, 1 teaspoon of ginger, 1 teaspoon of garlic, 1/4 teaspoon of fire salt mix, and 2 tablespoons of curry powder. We're going to get started right now. Okay, so to start the recipe, what we're going to do is we're going to turn on our stove, and we're going to add our vegetable oil. I'm just going to put it in the pan like this. And we're just going to take our spatula and make sure it's evenly coated on the pan. And to this we're going to add our onion. And we're just going to let these saute for a little bit. And when it's ready, we'll add the ginger and garlic. Okay, so now we're going to add our ginger and our garlic like this. So here's my ginger, and here is my garlic. We're just going to mix this in, and we're just going to let it all cook for 2 minutes. So we're just going to let the colors blend in nicely. And doesn't that look amazing? Okay, so once 2 minutes have passed by, what you're going to do now is you're going to take your curry powder. We're going to pour it in here like this. And you're also going to add your green bell pepper, as well as your red bell pepper. So you want to stir to combine and then cook for an additional 2 minutes. Okay, and once your bell peppers and curry spice have been blended in for 2 minutes, what you want to do now is you want to take your bowl of carrots and you just want to add it to the mixture as well. So we're just going to stir this all in, and then we're just going to let it cook for another minute. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do after we've let our carrots sit for 1 minute is we're going to add all of our other ingredients but the baked beans. So what you're going to do is you're going to add your tomatoes now, like this. And you're also going to add your tomato paste. And you also want to add your salt. As well as your fire salt mix. So now we're just going to blend this all in. And afterwards we will add our baked beans to complete the recipe. Okay, so to complete the recipe, what we're going to do now is we're going to take our baked beans and we're going to add it all to the mixture like this. And we're just going to combine it all together. And you gotta cook this for an additional 2 minutes and then it'll be ready. And I will do a taste test and I'll tell you what I think of it. Okay, let's see what I think of this. This tastes really good. It's nice and spicy and nice and tangy. I can taste all the veggies very well. Very crunchy. This is delicious. And this is the finished product served on our plate, served with some nice rice and nice pork shish kebab. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.